So while this video is not specifically about how I learned first about sex, I would like to hear in the comments section your stories, please keep them somewhat appropriate, about how you first learned about sex or sexuality. And then I'll use the best comments in that for a follow-up video soon. Thanks! Hey, so I thought today I'd answer a question for you guys that I get asked quite often. First is that people always have the assumption that I'm a sex expert, that I have a degree, or I don't know, that I'm an expert in some, a professional. And I've said many times, and I'll say yet again for your benefit, because it's important for you to know where your sex information is coming from, that I don't have an academic degree in human sexuality. So then people ask, well, then where do you get your information from? You know, how have you come to know all these different things about sexuality? How is it you can answer all of our questions? You've come across it all before, that kind of thing. And some of the people's, mostly the assholes, conclusion is that I've been around, right? You know, and I'm not going to go into my sexual history, but let me assure you that's not where I got my information. First of all, I took human sexuality like 101 my second semester, but my freshman year in college. And the teacher ended up, he's a mentor to this day. He mentored me all through my time at that university. And he had such an approach on sexuality that was refreshing, because I came from a very, very conservative Christian background. It was really eye-opening. And he kind of left no stone unturned. We really discussed everything. So then it moved from learning it in the classroom. I ended up taking every class I could from him, every class he taught at the undergrad level, even then, because he was in the psychology department. So then I started doing as much research as I could outside of the classroom. And when I knew that it was the right area of study for me is when I would not have any homework and I'd still be online looking for research articles, reading textbooks, or reading, really clinical books to try and understand. And then what happened is I started my YouTube channel. I have the video, why do you talk about sex? Because some people ask me that. I started my channel and just wanted to share some unique little facts, little bits I picked up everywhere. I thought they were interesting, and I'm a huge statistics girl. I love statistics. Did you know that such and such percent? That kind of thing. And so it really moved from when I started making videos about just giving you little facts. People started writing me and asking me questions, and I was not equipped whatsoever to answer them. But instead of just going, sorry, can't answer it, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try and figure out what the answer is to that. And so I would buy books, use books off Amazon, because especially at that point, I had no money. And then I started doing all this research. Delayed ejaculation was actually one of the first real discoveries I made on my own. A lot of people were writing in after I made the male orgasmic disorders video, and I was like, oh, maybe this is wrong, just kind of using basic psychology. And then I started reading to discover this was an actual disorder, and that was so exciting. I was like, it was like a puzzle I had solved, and that just so reaffirmed to me that I was in the area of study that I needed to be in. And so because of YouTube and because of your guys' questions and your comments, that is how and why I learned as much as I did about human sexuality, disorders, problem solving, basic sex ed. And I've developed such amazing relationships in the process. with nonprofits, with the government. I don't know if you guys haven't heard it yet, but I get to speak at the National CDC conference on STDs. It's like, I'm pretty sure there's like, I speak in between two doctors. Like a doctor comes before me and one comes after me. I still am like, oh my God, what am I going to say that could benefit them? You know, because, oh my God, I'm just someone who started talking about sexuality, and through YouTube and through you guys and your comments, I learned so much. You know, I've really wanted to do, but I don't know there'd be enough demand for the amount of work. I've wanted to do a weekly thing where I discuss maybe anywhere from 3 to 5, just the abstracts pretty much of the 3 to 5 of my favorite sex-related research or correlational studies that have been published for that week or that I came across that week. But I'm not real sure you guys would be interested enough in that. Let me know. If I get a huge request for that, I'd be so happy to do that. But I have a feeling that there's not enough demand there. That said, it would probably benefit me to do it either way. I might even make a new channel that just goes like, just solely about current research on sexuality. Is that something you guys would like? Let me know. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I continue to do so much studies through the questions I get. If I don't know the answer, I like do as much research as possible. And it's becoming less and less that I get questions I don't know the answer to, because so many of you guys have the same questions. And that's not saying I know all there is to know. There's so much more yet for me to learn, and that's the exciting part. It really is. So, in short, the answer to how I know as much as I do about human sexuality is that I'm a total book nerd. I'm a geek. You know, I'm like, you know, reading. I have a huge library of books, which, by the way, I'm eventually going to put online so you guys can look. Hey, you know, so many of you guys ask me to recommend you books, and it's so hard to do that. So I'm going to do is that I got a program where I can scan in every book I own, and then you guys can actually view it. And then there's a link probably to Amazon so you guys can try and buy it used or not, whatever, to where you guys can find the best deal on it. So if you guys can see what I'm reading, you guys can maybe go, oh, that looks interesting. Everywhere from romance novels to the hardcore, you know, like research and oh my goodness, I'm reading this one book by, I think it's David Snarch, Reconstructing the Sexual Crucible, I think is the name. I'm not sure. And I literally have to read it like one page, not even like both sides, one page at a time, because it's so deep that I have to like read it and ponder it and then read it over again. My reading comprehension's pretty high, but heavy reading, really heavy reading. So I mean, that's me. That's how I learn what I learn. So as I get critiqued on, often, I've talked too much, but I like talking to you guys. I really do. It's like when you call up an old friend and you haven't talked to them forever, especially since I haven't been making a lot of videos, and you just talk for hours because you have so much to say. But anyway, I'm going to make another video that I've been promising to make right after I make this one render. So I love you guys. Again, let me know if you're really all that interested in current research. I wouldn't be like reading you the scientific, really like boring stuff. I would read through, and the stuff that I thought was credible, I would give you a synopsis of it. Like, okay, let me break down this 20-page, tiny font, you know, research article into a paragraph for you, which is pretty much the abstract, but a little more than that, you know, kind of, and tell you what my thoughts are on it. Let me know if you guys want that. If you don't, tell me that, please, because, you know, I do that on my own anyway. All I need to know is if you guys would be interested. So I love you guys, and you'll be seeing a lot more of me. Again, I go back into an intensive educational program for about 4.5 months starting in January. And I hope to blog a lot during that time because of all the education I'll be getting, but it might be the exact opposite because I'm so busy. We'll see. I love you guys, and I will see you again very soon. Mwah! I didn't give you guys kisses in one of my videos, and I got critiqued on that, so mwah, 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 to make up for it. Bye.